This is the Leadership in Insurance podcast, brought to you by FinPro Search Partners.
Insurance companies are businesses and they need to look for the long term and be sustainable.
We went from 0 to 1 and now it's going from 1 to 100.
Insurance as a concept, as a kind of service, is brilliant. The execution is what we're looking at now. I think the companies that are going to succeed are the ones that are going to understand and master the art of intent. When we talk about innovation, we lean too heavily to think about technology and we don't think about creating a culture of innovation.
I think innovation is essentially continuous improvement of existing processes and platforms and product.
Right? It's got to be easy. It's got to be seamless.
Hello and welcome to the Leadership Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Bonds, and I'm very happy today to be joined by Ty, who's CEO of Nolana AI. Ty, it's good afternoon now. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Alex. I'm doing great, thank you. Thanks for inviting me here, and really excited to go through this podcast.
Amazing. Well, look, before we start, we've obviously met a couple of times before, and I know you're now in the Lloyd's lab, so there might be a bit more awareness now, but it's always good if you can introduce yourself and obviously the Nolana business.
Yeah, as you said, I'm co-founder and CEO of Nolana. I've spent years, about 20 years in technical roles. I started my career with my co-founder, actually my brother as well. We built a Fintech startup in the early 2000s, did mostly payments. Then I moved to London, sold it in 2013, moved to London, and did my MBA here at London Business School. After that, I joined Google and then Amazon, and I've done various product leadership roles at Amazon, including Alexa, Prime Video, and a lot of payments as well. I started Nolana about a year and a half ago. Initially, a bit broader for financial services, and over time, we kind of narrowed down on insurance operations. And really, what Nolana AI does today is an operating system for insurance operations, and we allow insurers to shorten cycle times and drive efficiencies in claims processing.
Amazing. There's loads we're going to get stuck into. Your career for a man of your age is packed quite a lot in as well. So, I think some of that's super interesting. I actually didn't know it was your brother that was your co-founder, because I now work with my sister. How's it working with your sibling for you?
It's working well. We work really well together. Just because we know each other very well, and we kind of operate in different spaces. I do more the, product and engineering, and he does more the go-to-market and marketing. He's been doing this for many, many years as well, so over 20 years. And when I met we moved to big tech, he moved to startups. So he worked for Liveview, that started the guy acquired by Caroline Group, and then Run AI, a GPU orchestration startup, the guy acquired by NVIDIA just a couple of years ago. This is kind of like us coming together, and it's been going great so far.
Okay. I worry how fun you are at family gatherings where you just talk work the whole time.
Yeah, it's probably a mix.
Yeah, I can imagine. Having said that, all I do is hang out with people either in Insurtech or recruitment anyway. So, I'm either talking from a recruitment perspective or talking it from an Insurtech perspective. So, good. I think I really wanted to connect your background, because you've got this background in working with the Alexa product at Amazon. Voice AI seems quite distinctive in the insurance space. How did that shape your thinking when you were sort of building Nolana, and why does voice AI matter, really, particularly around claims processing?
Yeah, so voice AI had a remarkable, decade. When I started working on Nolana, on Alexa, it was nearly a decade ago, voice AI wasn't that great. It was kind of like understood you sometimes it didn't. The models were problematic because we needed to have a different model for each region, and accents didn't work very well. And over time, these models start converging, and now we have a model that can understand voice in multiple languages, have high accuracy, work well, and that introduces a ton of benefits for insurance as well, but claims processing, because you have all this information in the past has been disregarded. People had phone calls, meetings, etc., and none of that has been actually registered in the claim. So a lot of the information didn't actually get to loss adjusters, and people needed to rekey information from one system to the next, where a lot of this was actually lost. So what we're able to do now is capture a lot of this information as a result of having good voice AI models. And also, we're able to associate parts of conversation with different types of claims, because people talk about many things, and a lot of the issues actually orchestrate and figure out what belongs where. And the power of generative AI and the new models is to be able to offer us the ability to do that quite well, be able to understand the language in a much more accurate way, and then at the end of the day, you get results that are more accurate. You can reduce loss ratios because you have better data, and that's going to make a big difference. Another area that it also going to improve significantly is and we see it already by customer service and FNOL. Because in both of these areas, you need to capture information, and voice allows you to capture deeper information, and you can do that without human interaction as well. I think in the past you had to kind of like have a conversation, have a human kind of then write the notes, and things are missing. Now you can have a conversation with AI. The AI can transcribe all the information, ask the right questions, go deeper if it's needed, and that's really a game changer in terms of like operational costs and how much time does it take to actually extract the right level of information from customers, and it can reduce the back and forth quite significantly.
Yeah, I mean, I started out in the glamorous world of FNOL, part of the claims process, which is unsurprising when you join claims. And the amount of rekeying of stuff was extraordinary. And that was a very long time ago, but yeah, it still maintains a problem. The side question, which I didn't set you up for, so apologies if it. Has there been a discussion about fraud and fraud protection as part of this as well?
Yeah, I mean, fraud is always going to be an issue. It's almost like cat and mouse, right? You improve your fraud detection tools, and then new technology comes in and makes it more difficult. With claims specifically, we see a lot of AI-generated invoices and things that we didn't have before, or it wasn't that easy. So within Nolana, we built tools to actually identify PDFs and images that are generated by AI, and it's kind of something that we have integrated in our process. So if something comes up, we can identify whether it was created by AI, whether it was an image that was downloaded by the internet, whether it was an image or a PDF that got tampered with. So it's kind of original invoice that then somebody tampers with and tries to upload that. So we can detect all that and flag it to insurers to investigate early on. And it's all kind of part of the process that we offer. I think when it comes to voice is something that people can, same as text, they can try to mimic, and you see all the voice AI that people kind of imitate other people, and that's going to continue to happen. Whether it's going to be a bigger risk than what we have today, I'm not quite sure, because at the end of the day, when you submit a claim, you want to get money, but it kind of like we need to have safeguards, like make sure it's the right bank account, KYC, and these things. I still think we'll need to be more digitized and less voice related, or kind of like it can be off the voice channel and on a digital channel. So we can send you a secure link, and then you can log in, identify yourself, and then you can continue the process. So yes, there'll be more ideas of how to exploit this new world, but there'll also be new safeguards that are going to be developed.
Yeah, and I've seen some interesting stuff around AI voice and fraud detection as a tool as well, and so I can see there being a natural marriage there. Let's get a bit deeper into the product as well. So my understanding, Nolana's got a sort of 3-layered product offering. You've got this operating system for AI agents, an AI agent builder, and you've got automation tools as well. Can you walk us through how these layers work together in practice for like an insurer or a broker?
Yeah, so I guess the bottom layer is the operating system. So it's an infrastructure that allows AI agents to run reliably and give them the right context to do particular actions. So this handles things like compliance, auditability, integrations with core systems, managing the memory, and doing the orchestration of different agents. On top of this, I guess, base operating system, we have built pre-built agents that do several types of tasks. So we have AI agents that do analysis and decisioning, AI agents that do communications, and that could be across all channels. Could be email, could be chatbots, could be voice, could be digital forms. However, both we communicate with customers and internally, we can set our agents to respond automatically, listen to conversations, and assist throughout the process. Then we have AI agents that allow us to take actions. What does it mean? If we need to update CRMs, if we need to activate a certain process in existing APIs, existing systems, so we have AI agents that can do that as well. On top of that all, we have our AI agent builder. So we have the pre-built agents, and then we have the builder that allows each insurer to customize our pre-built AI agents based on their own business logic. And we help them do that. So we don't expect our customers to do anything themselves. We help them do that and customize it. But that means that we can go to market with and have a deployment with an insurer quite quickly because most of the things are pre-built. And now we just need to do a bit of last mile fine tuning with more deployed engineers. And all of that sits inside what we call a control tower. The control tower runs simulation on these AI agents that we build and customize. And a simulation means that we will do the same process, let's say 100 times, and we'll see the accuracy. And every time that kind of like it doesn't work well, the control tower would flag which agents are working well, which agents we need to work on, which agents need to be retired. And we also track conversations across all channels, and we're able to highlight what areas are still problematic or the AI agents don't tackle at the moment. So it's also a tool to figure out which AI agents we still need to build to automate the processes that could be automated. So it's kind of like to give you a rough idea how our platform works. And currently, what we can do do AI FNOL across all different channels. So we have voice chatbots, we have text chatbots, we have AI forms that could deploy. We have an AI inbox that could be a shared inbox that could take emails in completely unstructured format and pick up the information for the FNOL and put it into to the claims object that we have as well. That means that if any misinformation is missing, it can automatically email back to the customer, ask for the information, and all of that happens without any human intervention. So it's quite straightforward and simple. And it's particularly interesting for the Lloyd's market context where you have agents and you have brokers and all the communication happens on phone and email. So it's very useful to have these tools that allow us to process the claim across all different channels in the same way, and also give updates about the claim across these channels in the same way. So you can just email, ask about your claim, and you can pull it automatically, tell you where it is, what's happening with it, and it just speeds up the process quite significantly.
Yeah. I mean, the non-touch stuff is such a game changer, and I look back at my career and going, "Oh, if you could get rid of that admin-heavy element of it and allow people to focus on what they want to do, which is solving customer problems when you're particularly at the point of claim." We've talked about Lloyd's because you just started in the Lloyd's lab. I've said this before, but congratulations on being selected. It's a great program. What drew you to, and there's some background to this, obviously you and I have spoken before, we specifically talked about reinsurance in the Lloyd's market. Why those markets? Why are you particularly interested in like this opportunity of being part of the Lloyd's lab and the Lloyd's market?
So Lloyd's is quite unique. The complexity and fragmentation that happen in the market today is quite unique, and it's kind of an odd thing to be attracted to that, but it's exactly where AI can actually prove the most benefit. Just because the complexity doesn't allow you to have, there's no centralized control that allows you to implement a system that everybody could use easily. And Blueprint 2, they tried to kind of do that, and that failed because it's a complicated process, and that process requires many, many, many stakeholders to work in the same way at the same time, where each of them has different tools, different processes, and it becomes really untenable. And I think that's exactly where AI can jump in and kind of fill those gaps within the Lloyd's market, and give each stakeholder the flexibility of doing the job that needs to be done on their end, while not keeping it too strict, and allow them to make progress faster. So I think it's a great opportunity now for us to work in the Lloyd market. And when you look at how claims move in the syndicates, there are quite significant problems there today, right? So there is the ECF, the electronic claim file system that Lloyd's have today, but not everybody's on the ECF, right? So you have the policyholders, and they can submit a claim individually. They need to contact their agents or brokers. The brokers then need to rekey all the information into the ECF. The lead insurer then needs to kind of update the follow insurers and figure out how to find local experts, assign them. They are completely off the ECF as well, the local experts, and they need to kind of go do site visits. It's all manual. Write up the report, and if you need to notify the reinsurers that a breach or threshold, it's also extremely manual right now, and outside of ECF. And reinsurance completely is outside of ECF. So there's a massive amount of opportunity there to tap into those areas where there's a lot of conversations over email and phone calls, which is exactly where our platform has strength of taking all this unstructured information and structuring into claim objects that we built and specialize in. So yeah, I think that AI now gives us something that we didn't have, from 6 years ago when Blueprint 2 was introduced, and going on these big transformation projects, it takes a very long time. But I think now what we're going to see is the ability for brokers, for insurers, and reinsurers to move a lot faster and not wait. They can integrate AI today, improve the process that they have, provide better experience and service to the customer from today, because that's what people expect from them, right? You don't want to wait, and you don't want it to be a black box. Today it's completely a black box, and data passes sometimes once a month. It's not the kind of experience that Lloyd's syndicates want to offer, and obviously brokers and policyholders, they want to have a bit less admin when it comes to that.
Yeah, very much so. Leads me on to say, I was going to ask another question, but I think this is probably the right timing for this. But technology adoption, at Lloyd's, we find highlighted is incredibly hard to get off the ground. It's been historically slow. I mean, the fact that we're even talking about Blueprint 2 today, having how long it's gone on for, and then it obviously failed anyway. How do you approach that challenge of adoption of your technology? And I suppose what does that seamless integration look like? Because you obviously touched on it there, but that adoption challenge seems to be the hardest part of it.
Yeah, and I think it's a good question. And generally, sales cycle in insurance are longer than most other industries. It's a risk averse, it's highly regulated. You need to build things right from the ground up. How we are thinking of approaching this is, figure out how to give tools to work where our customers work today, and not require them to do massive integrations on day one. So what does it mean? So if they use emails today, we can just give them an email box to just forward everything. So make it really easy, something that can just happen today, and kind of like how we export the information later. We can just make it more straightforward. The other thing that we do is, because we are, I guess, an integrated platform that has both the customer facing or broker facing elements, we are able to remove some of the tools from the process. So if you need, like today, if an insurer would have a chatbot for customer service or a digital form, and that's one platform, and then they want to introduce something to process the claims, that's another platform, and then they want to do something. So we're able to bring all that together. That means that you need less integrations, and all these tools are connected and talking to each other. And that allows us to do faster experimentation and faster deployment. Again, it's going to take a long time to get to those processes, but I think we're well set up to do that. I think there are also challenges, but the challenges that insurers would actually be very willing to spend time to actually address things that actually directly impact loss ratios, not just we need less people to do the same thing, but things that actually, if you have this technology, we massively improve our loss ratio. Things like subrogation, right? How can we recover more money because we identified opportunities earlier and we follow through the process automatically that currently is extremely manual. So that's one thing that our platform can offer and automate in a way that it's not just do what we do today, but improve loss ratios, make sure that information that hasn't been surfaced before gets surfaced, and if there are opportunities to recover any funds, we do that, and we make sure we do it as best as possible.
There's also, I would imagine as well, like what I think about when I hear about this technology is how dynamic your reserving can be and how accurate your reserving can be. Has there been any conversations around that yet? Because I think that's always been the big challenge, is getting your reserving right for your claims, and has a huge impact on what else you can do with your balance sheet. So yeah, I wondered if there's a thought on how dynamic that reserving will be, because it will be to the minute accurate as soon as you have new information, assuming.
Yeah, you can calculate it, right? We have models to figure out for each type of claim, and it's kind of information that we grow all the time. But we can use historical data to figure that out when you look at the new claim type, a new area, and really calculate the reserving quite quickly, and introduce more visibility into the insurer to the risk that they're carrying, and just give them information upfront, and I think that this is key part of it, right? So I think both reserving, understanding the risk there, and the subrogation are both areas that could drive significant impact to the process and loss ratios, and also feed that back later to when you underwrite new policies, you can use that data and make better decisions early on.
Yeah, agreed. I want to bring it back to the team. So there's only 6 of you at the moment, so it's a very small early stage part of the business, working on that product market fit, particularly in the Lloyd's market. Have you thought about targeting brokers or insurers first? Where do you think the team's headed at the moment, and what's making that decision for you?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying that I was wondering, you're trying to find product market fit with the team. Have you decided whether to target brokers first or insurers first, and what's kind of driving that decision?
So with Lloyd's, it's an interesting one, because the brokers are the one actually submitting the claims, but the insurers are the ones that are going to have the majority of the work afterwards. So I think that the thing that takes the longest is not the intake. It's the finding local experts, sending them, getting the reports, coordinating across the entire syndicate, and the fellow insurers, and that takes time. So I think for us, it's going to be first the insurers, but we also recognize that it's not one size fits all, and we have a solution that a part of it could also service agencies and brokers, because taking like the intake itself, we can do it very well and kind of like convert it into the ECF, so we can tailor our proposition to have something that fits brokers and something that fits insurers, and then slowly kind of automate that process. And I think that's what we're going to see more and more. We're going to see brokers and agencies that use particular pieces of software, and at the end of the day, it all comes together at the data layer. So that's kind of like how we are thinking about product market fit. We're still early, right? Product market fit you usually get when you're closer to Series B, I'd say. But I think so far, we figure out where the pull is, and really we look for the pain points, where there's actual value, not just I'm going to trim 10-20% of my headcount to solve this. Like what can be something that would actually make an impact to your loss ratios? What could be something that if you have, you'll be more competitive than others. Or you'd be able to get a lot more business, or you'd be able to have a better reputation, or you'll be able to for example improve your profits quite significantly. So these are the kind of things that we look at, and we already identified within the market a few areas that we are thinking about to approach throughout the program as well.
Yeah, completely fair. And I think that's where the conversation's changed around AI, because I made this observation on a previous podcast where the conversation has shifted from, we're going to trim workloads and essentially save money, into how do we make more profit? How do we grow? And that conversation is changing. And as you rightly pointed out, it's like meaningful impact on your loss ratio, not just my adjusters have more free time. It's a different conversation to the one that we were having even 6 months ago, I think, around AI. I want to talk to you about that, because we're already at time, which is unbelievable, but at least as it is. And I wanted to kind of ask you the bigger vision, really, because you're one of these people. You've been in the AI space for a long time. I'm excited to see what you can bring to the table in insurance, because you've got such a sort of interesting background. But where do you see AI agents playing a role in claims processing in sort of 5 years' time? And what part is Nolana going to play in that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So generally, insurance exists to bring people and businesses peace of mind, and really it allows our economy to run. So it's super important, and it's a profound purpose, and it's everywhere, especially in the context of the Lloyd's market. You have bigger risks that really can impact people's lives in ways that beyond what we can think of. If I think where this is going, and maybe it's more like 10 years than 5 years, but imagine a world where you take all the expert knowledge that exists today in the Lloyd's market, for example, and you make it self-serve, transparent, accessible, super fast. Think about it as something that is very complex, but buying complex insurance becomes as simple as buying a stock today in one of the marketplaces, Robinhood or 212 Trading. And then making a claim would be like making a withdrawal. And all the complexity of going, kind of like all that happens today with people, talking to people and trying to figure things out, can be semi-automated as much as we can. And even site visits can be scheduled and done remotely within hours. So you can go from claim to payout same day. And I think that's something that technology would allow us to do. Obviously, fraud is going to be a big part of it, and we'll need to have checks. But I think that's the future of where we're going. And what I want Nolana to become, I want Nolana to be that kind of operational nervous system in the middle of it. So we want to be able to have syndicates and brokers run the business autonomously as much as they can, reduce the, reduce the managing agents, kind of like managing it manually at the moment, and figure out how to make that efficient, automated, fully transparent, visible. It's a long way to get there. And at the moment we need a lot of human in loop controls, but I think that over time everything is on the table, and we'll be able to make better decisions. We'll be able to make processes more efficient, and we'll be able to save a lot of money for insurers, and for customers and their time by doing that better.
I love it. Yeah, I'm really excited about this space, and everyone knows I've got a bit of a soft spot for the claims world because that's where I came from. But it's just exciting to see businesses like yours come in. But I particularly think the voice knowledge you've got that's a different piece of the puzzle that I've not seen. So I'm really excited for you to be in Lloyd's and going through the Lloyd's Lab. It's a great program, and I think you bring a lot, but obviously you're going to get a lot from it, particularly on the expertise. And Ty, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on the Leadership in Insurance podcast.
Thanks so much, Alex. All the pleasure.
Thank you.